Greco is Canada's leading fitness specialist. I should also tell you that he's the winner of the IAKS Kickboxing Championship.
That's right.
In the year 1995. To this day, in kickboxing circles, they are still talking about Tony's brave rejection of his coach's admonition to sweep the leg. And Tony said to his coach, "No, I won't do it." And for that, he is still lauded for his character and conviction. Hello, Tony. How are you?
Doing great. First of all, how come you don't have that memorized, by the way?
I do. I should have it tattooed upon my soul. All right, here's the question. And again, the answer is not the F train. And the question is, how'd you get here?
Well, first of all, I just want to thank a few people. I want to thank Integrity Square and their whole team have been unbelievable because that's actually one of the reasons why I'm here. My good friend, supermodel Carol Alt, author, 60,000 magazine covers. My good friend Pierre Polyev, his girlfriend Anna, and Jenna York, and the whole team here. So Pete Moore, thank you. David Fowler, thank you. Richard Pyle, thank you.
So tell me about hockey. Did it all start with hockey?
So it all started, my background's martial arts, and I trained really hard. I wasn't actually I was lifting weights when I was young in high school. I was a football star, and then I just stuck to pretty much hockey because I didn't like football. But what I did is I took martial arts because I wanted to, I just wanted to be stronger, and I heard it was great for self-discipline and self-defense. And I actually wanted to beat up people, believe it or not. So I was a guy in school that, wasn't afraid, and I figured martial arts would teach me how to defend myself, but it actually taught me what to do. And then throughout the years, in 1992, I got my black belt. So I started to compete on a national circuit. And then I had a great tournament, and I kept competing. And then one guy did a jumping, spinning back kick right here to the jaw. See the mark here? Yeah. I got my jaw broken, and I was wired for 1 month, which was actually pretty nice because my parents really liked that I wasn't talking a lot, and my friends didn't have to hear me. But so I sucked out some food out of a straw for 1 month. And people were like, you know what, you're nuts, give it up, yeah. So, like we say, Mike Tyson always has a plan. He says, everybody's got a plan to get punched in the face. So I got kicked in the face. Right. But martial arts taught me to not give up and get back up. And then what I did is I started to train, and I said, this is such an amazing experience, the feeling, the perseverance, the going through obstacles, the, conquer everything. I said, everybody has to feel this. And I came to a conclusion that fitness was for, everyone, not just the elite. And I said, I love this, and I got to roll this out to everybody.
So first of all, let me congratulate you for being the first person who turned to a sport different from hockey because he wanted to fight. Because I don't know if you know this, but that is countenanced in hockey. But second, so where are you? Are we talking that you're in Ottawa? I know you're in Ottawa now, but what part of Canada is this all taking place in?
Yeah. So Ottawa's the capital of Canada, and people that are from there or have been there, it's probably one of the toughest cities to make it, to be successful. Because, people are very conservatives. They kind of leave their job, go right home. But you know what? We've been very grateful because we put our locations in communities where people have been very supportive because we focused on not what we do, on why we do it. Like everybody teaches fitness. I've been in New York, every friggin' corner, there's a fitness studio going around. And that's great because I think everybody in this room can put some fitness exercises together. But it's really why we do it. And why we do it is that we want to get people to live this active lifestyle under the Halo umbrella, because that's really what it's all about. It's about lifestyle. It's about perseverance. It's about taking what you learn and adapting that to your everyday life. And I could tell you one thing, that we have over 2,500 clients, and all of them have succeeded in their lifestyle, whether you're a businessman, whether you're a lawyer, whether you're whatever the case may be, the courage, the perseverance. Nothing would have happened unless they come in for that 45-minute workout, because it's the time and the effort and the intensity that you do into the workout. And that's the number one reason why, I mean, our brand has been so successful. It's quick, it's effective, there's a program for everybody. I mean, people go to the gym and spend an hour and a half for what? Like, you're there to work out, not socialize. That's my theory anyways.
So, from what I understand, though, are you affiliated with the Ottawa Senators? Do you have professional hockey players who are clients at first, and that got the ball rolling and the word spread?
Yeah, any big hockey fans here? Yeah. So, yes, Carol Alt, of course. Dated 3, 4 hockey guys.
Maybe.
She's. So the hockey guys and people like Carol, people like Carrie Underwood, who we did a lot of work with, kind of uplifted our brand. Because let's face it, I mean, people like to go where celebrities go. I mean, look at Carol; she looks amazing, right? But the hockey players, they actually uplifted the brand because what we did is we constructed a workout that really target the lower body. Right now, for the women, which is a majority of our clientele, it's all about booty. You know, before it was the abs and the rip look, but let's face it, look at Instagram. Every friggin' Instagram, it's all about booty, booty, booty. Ladies, am I right or wrong? Hey? Yeah, so you know what? And hockey players, as you know the way they're built, lower body, tight core, so a lot of skaters, lunges, a lot of different exercise. People say, what's different? I say, well, it's a specialized circuit. It's exercise that we require imagination. You have to study the movements, so you target certain parts. I mean, and that's what is really neat, because when our clients come in, they're like, what am I expecting today? It's like a new workout every single day. So it's like having your own personal trainer in a group atmosphere, but you're not paying the rate of a trainer. Yeah. And that's what's really neat about it. I mean, like, for those of you that know fitness, it'd be like a transition from a step up to a single leg step up jump to a split lunge. Like, what the heck? But during the course of that exercise, you actually have to think about it. So put your brain in the game. I mean, anybody can do squats, and you can think about, I don't know, this event we just had tonight. But when you have to think about 1 or 2 movements, you get engaged. And I'm a big fan of the mind, body. And you're ready to learn. Your front part of your brain gets ready, and you transition that in your everyday world. And I'm a big believer in that. And science actually backs this up, so it's not like I'm making it up.
So by the way, tip from me, you could take this if you want, Tony. When I do Bulgarian split squats, I think about Bulgaria. It just helps a little more. Yeah.
I think you need to come to Greco.
Well, it's the pants. They're very restrictive. So people might not understand this about hockey, but just skating, like take away the physical skills, take away the fact that you're getting checked or beaten up by an opponent. Just to skate that much on the ice, the league leader in the NHL will average maybe 30 minutes. That means everyone except 1 or 2 guys are not playing. Forget the goalies, are not playing more than they're playing. The physical demands are incredible, and it's just different physical demands than every other sport. So, being there in Ottawa, and how many locations do you have?
So we have 14 locations. We have 1 in Toronto. Yeah. And I'm glad that you mentioned that about hockey players, because I think, and not because we're in Canada, but hockey players are probably the most fit athletes. If you look at them even in their off season or even when they retire, these guys are in pretty good shape, because you look at their whole lifestyle, and they're playing 100 games a season. But so everybody wants to be that athlete. And like I said, this kind of workout is so appealing because it's anaerobic muscle endurance. So what that means is that it's these quick bursts, and then it's quick recovery, and then you're back in again, very similar to a hockey shift. So it's 45-second on, get off to the bench, okay, now you're fully recovered, back on again. So again, I'm not saying everybody has to be a hockey player, but when you train that way, you know this world. I mean, you walk around New York City today, it's like, man, I'm rushing out of the subway, and I'm like trying to beat someone to get up the stairs. It's like a rat race. Yeah. So it's very similar to transition that into your lifestyle, which makes you healthy. And your number 1 muscle is your heart. So if you could condition that, chances are, I mean, hopefully you're going to be around and you're going to be able to learn and deal with complications if that day would ever happen. And a good friend of mine who's a doctor told me, I said, I really admire your workout, Tony, because if there's any complications with somebody's heart rate and being irregular or something would happen, the good thing is that training this way, the heart is adjusted. And that's why a lot of these pro athletes, once they stop, they sit and they rest and they rust. And And obviously, hopefully they don't have a heart attack, but some of them die from that and other failures as well.
Yeah. So are 14 locations in one medium-sized city too many?
They, no, you know what? I don't believe it is, and I'll tell you why. Because at the end of the day, I believe that if you do the right thing and you work your butt off and you focus, I don't care what it is. It's like I said, using the karate method. You got to work harder. So these locations, you only need about 200 to 300 people to be successful. So let's say you're kind of slacking. Well, so what? Go out there and work your butt off. Get the job done. Do it. And one of the things we did is created a system and a model, and we have celebrities that are tied into that endorse it. We have results. It's very results driven. So sometimes what happens is laziness leads to pain. And when you have people that own it because they're all franchises, sometimes like, well, you know what? I don't have to work for it. But let's face it. I mean, we always have to work for it. We're constantly working for it, and we're going to continue working for it. But if you work hard at it, to answer your question, no. Anything is possible. So I think 14 locations was fine in a city almost of 1 million people.
Million people. And also, when it freezes, people skate to work, right? So similar question that I asked Andrea. Your name is on all these locations. How do you make sure the workout they get at some place called Tony Greco in the southwest side of town is the same as in the suburbs from the north?
Well, right now it's the team that we have put in place, and I thank Integrity Square with the combination, obviously, of David Fowler, our CEO, and Anna and Jenna, our Director of Operations. I mean, this is what you need. Strength is in numbers. It's the most consistent system right now. We see the difference. Not that it was, bad, but it can always be better. And now it is better. So consistency is a big word. Yeah. And are you ever going to be perfect? No, but I say, sacrifice with a little bit of enthusiasm, striving towards consistency equals success. And we've been able to capitalize that right now, and this is why we want to grow to 52, maybe even 100 locations across North America, because I really do believe after everything that I saw, and I'm all about passion, because I built this business on passion and results, that there isn't any program like it. Like, I'm going to be honest with you, I was here about 2 years ago, and everybody raved about Barry's Boot Camp. So what did I do? I said, I'm going to go look at Barry's Boot Camp. So I went to Barry's Boot Camp. It was like 20 to 2. I wanted to do a class. There was, two hot-looking chicks, at the front booth. I'm like, oh, this is, okay, I can see the hype and pretty attractive. I'm like, yeah, I want to do a class. They're like, well, no, it's full. I'm like, what do you mean it's full? I'm like, there's nobody here. So I was with a buddy who actually owns one of the Greco franchises. Who's moved to Florida right now. So anyways, it was like 1:45, 10 to 2, people started to come in, and everybody was kind of like out of a GQ magazine. So I'm like, okay, I can kind of see the hype towards this. So then these doors open, the instructor comes out, he's wearing a headpiece, good-looking guy, pretty ripped. I said, hey, yeah, can I look at the class? He's like, yeah, come on in. So I see it's like dark, and there's like treadmills all along one side, and then there's like these risers, and then there's a weight rack in the back, and I'm like, well, what are they going to do here? So all of a sudden, I guess the members know this routine. So there's one group goes on the treadmill, the other group are doing like this bicep chest press and then a military press, and then they switch, and I'm like, this is the friggin' voted the greatest workout. Like, okay, you get a good sweat, whatever, but it's like, what the heck? It was all hype. I was like, man, if these guys are doing what they're doing because they have Kim Kardashian's testimonial on the door, or whatever the case may be, I mean, we need to get to the North America. We need to get to the States, because because you know what? At the end of the day, I know it's great to own a business and it's fantastic and the revenues, but you have to focus on the real program that gets the maximum results. And right now, with the method that we created, if you're a person that wants to get in shape and quit the bullshit and it's not about the money, you just say, listen, I want to get in shape, this is what I need, tell me what I need to do. Well, you could choose from a class that's a low impact class to a kind of semi CrossFit style, if you like that style, to a specialized circuit. We have it. So we even tell you, well, if you really want to get to B, you have to do A, B, and C. If you just want to get to A, you can do this class. But at least inside our heart and with the instructors and the team, this is what we believe, this is what we're willing to stand for, this is what the science backs up, that this is the best program. And I'm not just saying that, try it and see. And it's like, I wish I had an easier way, but there is no other way. And that's because I think we put the passion first as opposed to saying, okay, let's just open up a business. Because don't forget, this is 22 years. And I admire that Integrity Square, took that into consideration, because everybody tries to be successful these days. So like, yeah, I'm going to capitalize on circuit training. I'm going to start a Bosu ball class with a kettlebell. And then they'll call it, I don't know, a kettle iron gym. And it's like, they jump into things. But let's face it. I mean, people say, everybody wants it tomorrow. And that's the thing. You can't. I made so many mistakes. I'll continue to make mistakes. I don't call them mistakes. I call them lesson. Some cost more than others. But at the end of the day, I feel proud because I know with our team, we still have the best program out there. And I truly mean that. And if you don't believe me, then try it and prove me wrong.
All right, there he is. Tony Greco.
Thanks, man.